Vingegaard wasn't even supposed to ride the Tour de France. That spot was reserved for Tom Dumoulin, but with him pulling out, it was time for Plan B. And speaking of Plan B, most of what you're about to see is from a very well documented video from Jumbo-Visma. Team Jumbo-Visma's goal for this race was to win the yellow jersey with Primož Roglič. The whole team was structured in such a way to protect him and hurt others. But as the sports director of Jumbo said,
no, but also for Jonas, just it will be like, I don't think you ever experience something what you will see tomorrow. The fighting and the fighting for positioning and that is really like more like a world championship.
Things didn't go according to plan. A spectator who wanted a greeting on TV for her grandparents took down the majority of the peloton in a horrific crash. One of these riders was Primož Roglič. Jonas Vingegaard managed to stay clear of it.
I lost them, so I was on the other side, luckily, for me at least. I think also for Primož, because maybe otherwise the bike would be fucked.
The lady was fined €1,200 for reckless endangerment and was blasted on social media for days. Cycling has a real problem with spectators trying to get on TV. See his reason as when Nibali got caught in the spectator's camera strap. The unluckiness continued into stage 3, where Primož fell once again, this time even worse. It was starting to look bleak for Jumbo, who would arrive with one collective goal, the yellow jersey. Stage 5 rolled around, and it was the first time trial. Pogačar, as expected, destroyed the competition, but surprisingly the young Dane Vingegaard finished third, showing promise early. Roglič, however, just didn't have it. The crashes took a deep toll. Wout van Aert put down the hammer on stage 7, putting the screws into the competitors, but also into Roglič. This was the first time the sports directors said this. With Roglič out of the picture, the next best thing would be to get Wout van Aert into the yellow jersey. Pogačar was having none of that. He was an absolute beast on the climbs.
Holy fuck, man.
Behind, Jonas was the best of the rest, finishing with the likes of Carapaz. One of the things that make Vingegaard so successful is his ability to stay focused and humble, something that's first nature to many Danes, growing up with something called janteloven, which means you're not to think you're anything special, you're not to think you're as good as we are, you're not to think you're smarter than we. He said this on the first rest day.
It would be nice if you guys could get some opportunities for going for a stage win. I mean,
the guy is challenging for a Tour de France podium, and he's still thinking about his teammates' ambitions. These are the signs of a great leader. This all came to the top as stage 11 saw double ascents of Mont Ventoux. Wout van Aert majestically wins the stage, but behind, Jonas Vingegaard put the first cracks into Pogačar's armor, drubbing him up the infamous climb. He got caught on the descent, but Vingegaard has shown he's got what it takes to put Pogačar into trouble. While Pogačar was comfortable in the lead with 5 minutes, Jumbo-Visma was clearly in his head. Listen to this conversation from Wout van Aert.
Ja, ik heb hem daarna meegesproken. Ik zei tegen Karel pas dat het wel goed was voor mijn moraal, dat ik gewoon niet mocht.
Could Vingegaard be a ploy for Wout to take back massive time in breakaways? We've seen it before, where riders in breakaways write themselves into the top 10. However, for Jumbo-Visma, the priorities were clear.
Met Jonas heeft prioriteit.
dan is dat één.
2 mountain stages left. Pogačar attacks again. Only Vingegaard and Carapaz can follow. The sports director is shouting down the radio. This may be a good time to mention that Vingegaard's mother-in-law is very famous in Denmark. She won the Great Danish Bake Off and is considered the nation's darling. It looked like Carapaz was struggling, but Jumbo was wise to it. He was playing poker for the camera. He came around in the end and attacked. Vingegaard was there though and finished second behind Pogačar. Ultimately, Pogačar was just too strong.
Of course I'd love to win a stage, but well, Pogi was just too strong.
Vingegaard gave it everything on the final mountain stage, but finished second. A tearful Jonas at the top of the mountain saw his family. Clearly, the kid from the fish factory from the little cycling club was overwhelmed with emotion. Only one time trial between him and a Tour de France podium. Who would have seen that coming at the start of the race? For the Danes out there, you'll remember the last time a Dane was in this position. Michael Rasmussen on the podium. All he had to do was ride a half decent time trial. But he did everything but that, crashing several times and finishing 7th. Vingegaard was cool as you'd like. He finished 3rd, a powerful ride secured his podium. Wout van Aert once again winning the stage. Jumbo-Visma was having an incredible race considering how it started.